What's up, everybody? It is weekly roundup time. Once again, weekly roundup number 54. We start off with some Ozzy, Speak of the Devil, his live album of all Black Sabbath tunes. Then the Cavalier re-recording of Sepultura's Schizophrenia. They did an excellent job with them on the re-recording. I didn't necessarily think that album needed the re-recording, but the previous two I thought did. Got the production better, but didn't lose the rawness of the sound of those first two early records. And then we got some Nolans Sludge with Crowbar, Symmetry in Black. And we've got Black Rat with Death Reverence. These guys are pretty much kind of a modern Venom. I'd probably put them in that category. And then we've got some Striker with Armed to the Teeth, Canadian new wave of traditional heavy metal. Then we got Iron Void with Excalibur. Doom metal band at this album with, as you can probably tell from the album title, is about some medieval King Arthur and Knights of the Round Table and Holy Grail stuff. Pretty good stuff. Primal Fear's most recent album, Domination, coming out last year. Really, really good. Then we got some Accuser with Diabolic. Fantastic. I love their 2010s on part of their catalog. They got heavier, and I think the vocalist sounds a lot better than he does on the early stuff. We got some Nile with In Their Darkest Shrines. Some technical Egyptian death metal. Egyptian in theme, not in location because they are not from Egypt. Then a band I'm hoping I can pronounce right. Ulf Hidnar, maybe. The album is called The Final Strife. These guys are basically kind of like an epic death metal band, very similar to Flesh God Apocalypse. Then we got the Trinity compilation from My Dying Bride. They got I think 3 EPs on here. Yeah, 3 EPs and 9 tracks. And the final CD, Tentacult with Untamed Revulsion. Just some good old death metal right there. Got that in one of my metalhead boxes. And we'll start the vinyl off with a double EP. One EP on one side, one on the other. Bolt Thrower with Spearhead being, I guess, the main title one on this. But then also you have the Cenotaph EP as well on side 2. Total of 8 tracks, 7 studio tracks, and 1 live track. And some Bay Area thrash from 1990, Twisted into Form from Forbidden. Some early Priest, Sin After Sin. And if you haven't yet, I did a ranking of the Priest 70s album about a month or so ago. Go check that out. Some Nuclear Assault with Handle with Care. Trappist Ancient Brewing Tactics. They are hardcore band. A couple of the songs are kind of crossover-ish. But basically they're beercore, if you want to call it. And nothing wrong with that. Got some more thrash Overkill Taking Over. Anthrax, Fistful of Metal. And some Terrorizer with World Downfall. Some Live Iced Earth, Bang Your Head from the Bang Your Head Festival. More thrash, Hell Awaits from Slayer. A little Volume 4, Black Sabbath. Inside the Electric Circus by Wasp. Not exactly sure how to pronounce this band. I think it's pronounced Lygaea. In Death Overshadow Thee. This is an EP of rehearsals, which are all instrumental, and there's a couple of demo tracks on side 1. That's something I got from the Metalhead box. Wife wanted some Led Zeppelin, so there we go. Led Zeppelin 1. Exodus, Tempo of the Damned, which in my opinion, I think it's the last great Exodus album. I have nothing against the Rob Duke stuff. In fact, I have the new CD sitting in my kitchen. It arrived yesterday from Amazon, so I'll be listening to that soon. And we finish everything off with the new Lamb of God record, Into Oblivion. The band logo and the album cover are the only thing that's bad about this album. There's a lot of good variety as far as tempo changes and stuff. I think I've only had one listen with it so far. So I'm not completely sure where I stand between this and the last record, Omens. I haven't listened to that one in a little while either. But I really am liking what I've heard from this one so far. And I only anticipate my opinion getting stronger the more I listen to it. So there you go. That is what I've been listening to for the last 7 days. As always, like, subscribe, comment. Thank you for watching. God bless.